Yo, so it's a brand new week, which means that there's a bunch of new money methods out right now, and you can make a lot of money this week, so let's jump right into it in GTA Online. For our very first money method, we have the Diamond Series adversary modes. Now this one is great for beginners because you don't need to own anything in order to start it up, and it's also paying out double money this week, which is sweet. In order to start it up, you're going to want to press start, go to online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created adversary modes, and you can find them near the top after deadline. These aren't just one adversary mode, by the way, it's actually a whole bunch of different ones that take place in the Diamond Casino, so you can pick whichever one you want here. I ended up doing Slasher, which is a fan favorite for a lot of people, including myself, and of course I had a bunch of you guys in here from our channel's Discord server. If you're not in the Discord yet, you guys should definitely join it so you can be in next week's video and play with us. But anyway, the way Slasher works is pretty simple. There's one guy with a shotgun while everyone else only has a flashlight, and they need to hide from the Slasher. It's also really dark in there, making it a little bit harder for the Slasher to find you, and with that flashlight you can try to sneak up on him and knock his ass out. But if after 3 minutes someone other than the Slasher is still alive, they're going to be given a shotgun as well to try and take the Slasher out. As you guys can tell from my little summary of Slasher, this mode is a lot of fun, especially when you've got a bunch of people in your lobby. Like, even as a Slasher, you're low-key terrified walking through rooms and hallways, because you just never know if someone's going to sneak up behind you and start beating you up with the flashlight. It's hilarious, I love this one, and I think you guys will too, especially for that double money this week. And speaking of money, you want to make sure you set this mode to the max amount of rounds, which is 4, because the more rounds that you play, the more money you're going to make in the end. I ended up destroying everybody in each round as a Slasher. There were a few people who were hiding pretty good, but I still managed to take that dub. And for doing so, I made close to $80,000. For our second money method, we have the Deadline adversary mode. This one's also great for beginners because just like the last one, you don't need anything in order to start it up. And it's also paying out double money this week as well, so W. In order to start it up, you're going to want to press start, go to online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created adversary modes, and they'll be right there at the top. So the way that this one works is that there are 4 players going up against each other. You're on these futuristic ass bikes straight out of the movie Tron, and as you drive around the area, you're going to have this light trail following behind you. Now that light trail is really important here because that's how you're going to take out your opponents. If you drive into someone else's light trail, you're going to die, and so you want to make your opponents drive into your own light trail. And to help you with this, you have some power-ups scattered around the area. There's a lightning bolt one which gives you a speed boost. There's one that gives you the ability to jump, so you can use that to hop over someone else's light trail. And then there's also an hourglass one which makes everything slow down for a few seconds. Honestly, I don't really go for this power-up too much, but it can come in handy, I guess. But yeah, so that's how Deadline works, you guys. Majority of people love this adversary mode, and I'm definitely one of those people myself. It's just a really fun mode, not much to say about it, but if you want to make the most amount of money from it, you want to set it to 2 rounds, which is the max, put the most amount of lives possible, and then set it for the most time possible as well. We were supposed to do 2 rounds, but one of the guys ended up rage quitting, and so for winning just 1 round of Deadline, I made close to $30,000. For our third money method, we have the standard time trial. This week you can find it right outside of the Diamond Casino. Now for this money method, you're going to need a vehicle, and I would recommend a motorcycle. You can pick up a Batty 801 off of Southern San Andreas for only $15,000, and for that cheap price, it's actually really solid, especially after you upgrade it. Now once you get to the time trial area, go ahead and start it up. Then right after doing that, you want to open up your map and set a waypoint on this yellow dot over here. Then back out of your map and quit the time trial from your phone. Now just start it up whenever you're ready. Alright guys, so just follow what I'm doing on screen right here. As you guys can see, I cut through the highway right here, and beware, you might get hit by a car. It's like a 50-50 chance. Obviously I didn't get hit on this attempt, but it happened like 5 times before this one, so yeah. Anyway, that's the only shortcut that you want to take for this time trial. After that, you can just follow the purple path on your minimap to the destination. As always, you're going to want to look out for traffic. There's always that one dumbass NPC turning right in front of you, and if you fall off your bike, you're going to need to restart the whole thing. Trust me, because this time trial is extremely pressed for time, so yeah. And it also helps to wheelie on your motorcycle. By leaning the left stick back and popping a wheelie, this is going to make you go way faster. So on any straightaway you see, just pop a wheelie real quick. But yeah, so like I said, this time trial is really pressed for time, you guys. Like, I barely beat it in time by less than a second, but for doing so, I made $101,000. For our fourth money method, we have junk energy skydives. These are also paying out double money, which makes them much more worth doing. And you can find this one by going to any of the 10 parachute icons scattered across your map. Once you get to one of them, you'll either find a junk energy parachute on the floor, or you'll see a big ass junk energy booth. You just want to go up to whichever one is there for you and press right on your D-pad to start it up. And so these are pretty straightforward, you guys. You're just skydiving, it's literally in the name. And as you're doing the skydive, you gotta go through multiple checkpoints as well as a final landing point. Each one should take you about 2 minutes on average. They're not too long. Honestly, the most time consuming part here is flying to each one across the map. That's the only reason that they might take longer. But if you want to make the most money possible with this money method, there's a couple things you need to do. While you're doing the skydive, you need to make sure you hit all the checkpoints, you need to beat the part time, and then you also need to land accurately. If you can manage to do all that on a skydive, then once you land, you're going to be rewarded a gold medal, which will give you $10,000. And remember, that's just how much you make for one of the skydives. bonus. There's 10 of them in total, so if you complete all 10 skydives, you're gonna make $100,000. But wait, it gets even better. As a bonus for getting a gold medal on all 10 skydives, once you complete your last skydive, you're gonna be rewarded an additional $200,000. So in total, you're making a fat $300,000. For our fifth money method, we have open wheel races, and yeah, just like most of the other money methods we went over, these are also paying out double money this week. In order to start these up, you're gonna wanna press start, go to online, jobs, play job, Rockstar created, races, and scroll down until you find the open wheel races. They'll have that double money and double RP ticker on them. So the open wheel races are not like your usual race in GTA Online. You're driving in F1 cars, actual racing cars, and so you can choose from a variety of different tires. You can also go into a pit stop at the end of each lap in case your vehicle needs any repairs. And oh yeah, your vehicles take damage here. And I'm not talking about crashing your car and the bumpers flying off, I'm talking about actual real life damage. Like a tire going flat or your engine overheating, like it's actually kind of realistic here. I'm not gonna lie, when I first tried these races out a while back, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of them. I felt like maneuvering in these F1 cars was really difficult, but now I got the hang of it and I was actually in the lead for most of these races today. Now, when it comes to races in GTA Online, if you want to make the most money possible, you need a lot of people to join, because the more people you have in a race, the more money you're gonna make. So once again, shout out to those of you in the Discord who joined in. But yeah, like I said, I was doing pretty good on these. On the last race that I did with you guys, I ended up making close to $60,000, plus a little $1,700 from betting. Hell yeah. For our sixth money method, we have the HSW time trial. This week, you guys can find it up in North Chumash under this bridge. Now, unfortunately for some of you guys, this money method is only available for Xbox Series X or S or a PlayStation 5. So if you're on an Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or a PC, then you will not have access to this one. But for those of you who do have access to it, then you're gonna need two things. One of those things is a membership to the LS car meet and only costs you $50,000. And then you'll also need an HSW upgraded vehicle, which for me, I'm always going with the Hikuchi Drag. So once you get to the time trial area, you wanna press start and then open up your map. You wanna set a waypoint on this yellow dot way over here and then close out your map. Now you wanna bring up your phone, quit the time trial, and start it right back up whenever you're ready to go. Okay, so if the standard time trial from earlier was a struggle for you guys, then this one is gonna be an absolute piece of cake. There aren't any shortcuts for this one, you're just following that purple path on your minimap from beginning to end. Pretty straightforward. But right here in the beginning, you do wanna be careful since we're going through these roads. It could be really easy to fall into the river, so don't go zooming like the guy in front of me. Like, I wasn't going super slow, I was just being cautious, you know? So yeah, that's what I recommend doing. And then another thing is that you have plenty of time on this time trial. Like for the HSW time trials, Rockstar was hella generous and gave us close to 4 minutes for most of them. And plus, these HSW vehicles are super fast, so even if you fall off your bike, you should still be able to beat the part time here. Just once again, watch out for NPCs while doing this time trial. You're going across the map for this one, so there's a lot of chances for NPCs to crash into you. And also, if you choose the Hikuchi bike like I did, do not wheelie with this one. Instead, you want to lean your left stick forwards, that's how you go faster on this bike. But anyway, I choked pretty bad towards the end of this time trial. I was trying to take a little shortcut and fell off of my bike, and then it kind of fell down a hill, but despite that, I somehow still beat the part time. And for doing so, I made $253,000. For our final money method, we have the Diamond Casino Heist, because this week you are guaranteed to get diamonds. If you don't play the casino heist much, first of all, I don't either, but this is a big deal because diamonds pay out the most for this heist, so this is no doubt the best way to make money this week. In order to get started with this heist, you're gonna need to own an arcade, and if you don't own one yet, you guys are in luck because this week they're all 30% off as well as any upgrades for them. Like for example, you could get the Video Get an Arcade for 1.3 million right now. I know a lot of people love this location, but there's also another way to do this heist, and that's by joining someone else's heist. That's what I did. Shout out to Tangy, because I was not trying to do the setups, man. The setups can take you about an hour to do on their own, and like I said earlier, I don't do the casino heist too often, so yeah, I just wasn't in the mood to do the setups. But for the finale that I joined, we took the big con approach. This is where you go in disguise so you can just walk in and out. Probably my favorite approach, to be honest. We just walked our way in, made it into the vault, got the diamonds, and then we were outside running from the popo. But the thing that shocked me the most here was that we did this whole heist finale in one go. Not a single person died or caused us to fail the heist, like we legit just did it in one big go. And I was surprised because like normally whenever I've done this heist before, someone either dies or we fail it somehow. Did not know my viewers were chill like that. We even managed to run all the way from the casino to that one helicopter spot on top of the police station. So yeah, this was definitely a really fun heist. And for finishing the casino heist and getting diamonds, of course, we all made a combined total of almost $2 million. And Tangy was kind enough to give us all 25%, so I made a little over $486,000. On top of that, if you beat the casino heist this week, you're gonna get an additional $100,000 as soon as you load back into free mode. So yeah, this is definitely a W week right here. While the casino heist is definitely something you want to grind this week, there's a lot of other really good businesses in this game. In an hour and a half, the agency business can make you $1 million solo, and some businesses can even make you money for doing nothing. So if that sounds interesting, then you're definitely gonna want to click on the video on screen right now.